Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome to the Whimsy Stamps channel. Today I am making this gorgeous, it's kind of a diorama like hexagon shaped card. So I'll be featuring the newly released Beach Sloth stamp set, but I am taking this guy into the woods. So I will be using a variety of Whimsy products as you can see on the screen, and they will also be linked and listed downstairs in the description box. So I'm just Forest Majesty, the detail on these dies is just amazing. So here I've die cut them and I brought them up close so you can just see. I actually cut out two different panels and I've already colored the lighter ones. And I did want them to have kind of a birchy look. I think that's what these are supposed to be, is birch trees. But, you know, use your imagination. They can be whatever you want them to be. But in the coloring, I wanted some contrast. So I have the light ones, and I wanted to show you how I do the dark ones. You know, I use the term down and dirty a lot. You can definitely see that's what I'm doing. Just some down and dirty coloring. So, yeah, I just laid down the darkest layer, just almost scribbling. And, all right, that was the mid layer, I'm sorry. And now I'm coming in with the darker layer. And I'm just making a little hash mark across all of the details on each tree, and then I go down the right hand side of each tree and branch as well, just for kind of a shadow. And then I came in with my lightest brown and just blended it all out. Now that would have been a whole lot more difficult if I had not left them in the cardstock that I cut them out of. So for me, that's a tip. I don't know how you guys feel about coloring your die cuts, but if I don't have the cardstock that I cut it out of, it's a lot more complicated. So I have to tell you guys, I am loving these hex dies. I mean, I know there's a lot of things that I love, and things kind of fight for first place with me all the time, but these are amazing, and I'm sorry it took me so long to get them. So to make my card base, because like I said, this is going to be a shaped card, and I want it to be a hinged card. So I cut two panels from the largest scallop die, and then of course you can see that I put a little score at the top at about 1/4 of an inch. And then you want to make sure that you use a really strong adhesive, because this is going to be your hinge that holds the cards or the two panels of your base together. So once I put it down, I just went back and I made sure that I burnished the tape on this one panel. And then when I pull the release tape, I line them up and then I stick them together. Now you want to be sure that you have them lined up correctly, but because with a strong adhesive, once they're lined up and stuck together, they're stuck together. So I burnished it again, and then I open it up to make sure the hinge works properly, and then you go in and you fold it, and then you want to burnish that hinge as well. So just make sure that all those bits and pieces are in place, because that's key to making your card base work. So now I'm working on the card panel, and I have used the second largest die in the hex dies to make my card panel. And you can see that I'm coming in with my oxides to blend that beautiful sunset sky. I started with some scattered straw, and then I came in with saltwater taffy. Now I'm using seedless preserves, and I'm just blending, laying down the ink and then blending between the layers. And this time it's still down and dirty, because I've seen people do much neater and much more in-depth blending than I do. But it's definitely more neat than some of my other projects. And it's because this background is going to be kind of a focal point. So you can see this brush. So I'm using prize ribbon, and this brush is just not working for me. So finally I realized it was the brush and it was not operator error, and I pulled out a new brush, and so much better. I don't throw many things away. I threw that brush away. But more importantly than that, did you guys know that, of course, your supplies matter, right? Whimsy understands that, and they now have their own line of blending brushes. They have a large and a small, and I wish that I had used them on this card. I didn't have them at the time that I was making this card, but I'm putting my order in today. I'm very excited because I do love some ink blending techniques, and the tools do matter. So yay Whimsy for understanding that and always bringing us things that matter, you know, things that are fun, but also things that make our process better. It helps us to step it up so that, you know, I always say I'm not looking for perfection, and I'm not, but we do want to do our best. So again, tools matter. I want to apologize for getting lower and lower on the screen when I was finishing up that ink blending. When I was doing the pine needles for the ground, I was almost off screen completely. And now here I am working on making some stars. So just creating lots of layers in my stars, and as I'm making this, I've got the water, and then I've got the Posca paint, and then I've got the pixie dust, and it just is reminding me of an Alaskan sky. It did not take much for us to be able to see a very bright, vibrant sky like that in the city or on post. It was a little dulled down, but it just took about a 5-minute drive to get outside of town, and it was so bold and so vibrant. And not only were there a million stars with probably a million layers, but the northern lights were absolutely incredible. And that's kind of where this card took me, to be honest, and they're happy memories, and so I was very, very pleased for that. So I don't know if maybe I took you guys there or not, but if you've never been to Alaska or never looked into Alaska, I encourage you, just do a little bit of research. You know, Google Alaskan night sky or northern lights, and just kind of see what you see. It's a lot of beautiful, beautiful imagery up there. So now you can see that I did a little bit of auditioning with all of my trees, because that's mostly what my background is, the various trees. And I'm in love. I know it doesn't take much for me to fall in love. I know that, and I'm sorry that I'm kind of redundant as I say that, but yeah, just having a good time with these. So I auditioned them. I have a plan in my mind, and then I'm layering my different trees. I want to make sure that, you know, I talked about the different shades, the different tones of brown in these birchy trees. And so I am trying to make sure that I kind of mix and match, if you will, so that they're not all the same next to each other. And I want to make sure that I fill that whole panel. So right now, the way I'm doing it, I'm kind of cutting off those 2 points on either side, but I come back and I fix that. I get a clue here in a minute and I fix it. But I also wish that I would have kind of staggered the height of these trees, because they all cut off very bluntly at the top. But you know, sometimes you finish a project and you go back and you have all these things that woulda, coulda, shoulda, things you might do different if you were to redo it. Those are just a few of mine. So in terms of the layers, like I said in the beginning, this is almost like a diorama. So the back layer, of course, is the night sky, and then I have the trees that are glued right down, and then I have some other trees that are maybe up on 1 layer of foam tape, some are up on 2 layers of foam tape, and then I have some others that I go back in and I kind of adhere either to, again, to the panel or to another layer of tree. So it's not really lifted up on anything else except the other tree itself. And then for the final layer of trees, I actually adhere them directly to the sloth, and that adds another layer. Actually, it adds 2, because it's another layer of trees, and then the sloth is the very front layer. So loads and loads of layers. And for me, that took a lot of planning. Some of it came together just by the process, but yeah, it's kind of hard for me sometimes. But I made it work, and I'm super happy with this card. So you can see that I've got this little frame, and I actually put my panel in the frame earlier because I wanted to see everything in context. And I love the contrast between that bright white frame and that bold night sky. I think it's very striking. So you can see where I went in and I added a tree over to the far left, and I'm going to come in and there you go, add some more there to the right, and just kind of filling in the bulk of that space. So when I made the frame, I used the largest scallop die, and then I nestled the second largest hexagon die inside the scallop. So that created the frame, and that is, I just think it sets the whole thing off. I mean, I could have just adhered the panel directly to the scallop base, and it probably would have been okay, but I just like the idea of the frame and that it's lifted up some so the panel is set back, which allows the whole dimensional diorama-esque card to kind of make sense. So there I glued on my final layer with the sloth and the trees, and then I went in with some of those sweet little red birds. I think they're adorable. I just had so much fun making this card, and again, things are kind of Jocelyn for first place in my mind with these Whimsy products, y'all. I can't help it. I just love them. But this was my process for this card, and here you can see some of those details up close. Again, down and dirty, but it does the trick. It really does the trick. So guys, Whimsy Stamps is amazing, as we know. I want you to, if you're interested, check out the products that are listed and linked downstairs if you want to go over and do some shopping or some window shopping on the Whimsy Store. Super easy to get there. You can also join us on our Facebook page as well as Instagram and Pinterest. And until next time, guys, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. I hope that you'll subscribe and come back and see me soon. Mwah! Until then, I'm out.